Hi guys, welcome back to the channel for today's episode. Let's begin with the transfer list. So basically nothing new. I've been selling a few players here and there that have gone up in price, but otherwise I'm pretty much just sitting there on my cards waiting for a good SBC in order to sell all those SBC fodders, the 84s and above. A lot of player I've packed as well. But I did buy a few cards which I want to show you guys. So what I've been doing every single time I get a sale, I go ahead and buy a few more SBC fodders. This one was not bought because of the shadow. It was basically the cheapest on the market and it had a shadow. I don't even think it's very like Fernandinho. I don't think he goes for more with the shadow. I don't think at this stage of FIFA a lot of people have been using him in their squad, but either way he was the cheapest on the market at that time. 21k, 19 for Navas. I bought a Diaby because I do think this card is way too low, and there is very good possibility that this card goes up in value next weekend league. A lot of people will use Bundesliga squad as they have been doing since those Zakaria, SBC and Akanji storyline. Now, it may change this Friday because we're going to have a new season. We're going to have a new icon swap. So a lot of movement will happen this week. So I have that. I'm going to keep buying more fodders as time goes on. I do want to get loaded just like I was last time with the high rated. I have quite a few at the moment in my club. I just want to show you guys what I currently have. And then we'll move on to some trading, some important information which I do have at the moment. So here we go. We've got a lot of high rated, but I'm still buying more because I do think we're going to get something at some point just to correct the market a bit. And a lot of cards which I don't even know at the moment what I have in my club. I have a lot of stuffs to sell as well. But yeah, speaking about those new promo cards, I do think there is a possibility. Now I'm gonna show you guys that we'll have some sort of objectives because EA has been promoting those leagues, and I do think we're gonna have some sort of objectives coming up for icon swap where they will require you guys to play with those cards. That's just a possibility. I'm not saying it is going to happen for sure, but I do think if you guys want to invest in some Colombian players in order to link them and a few of those special Libertadores cards, because I do think those cards may be there in objectives. Now I did pack them, but otherwise if you have a look at their price, they're very, very cheap. They're basically discard price at the moment. This card is like 11k at the moment, but I kept them just for that reason because I do think they may be required at some point for the objectives, and at that time you will just see people just going in and buying those cards, and there is some sort of potential of profit in those cards. So I do think Argentinian and Colombian players may be kind of popular because of the objectives. They may be required, so I would not hesitate if I had the coins to keep buying a few more Argentinian and Colombian players. At the moment, this Lisandro Martinez is like 25k, if I'm not mistaken, so I do think there is an opportunity there. One more thing which I do think will be required for challenges this week. We're going back into Champions League, and I do think if you guys want to use that filter, let's say we go to Liverpool at the moment, and we just do special cards and put that filter up to 1200, and try and get a few, maybe make a club stock of those cards. Now I do think most probably the rares will be required. How do you see which one is a rare? As you can see on the screen right there, UEFA Champions League common. So try and get the rare ones. I do think Minamino is a rare one. Yeah, so here we go. There is one at 1k. I'm just gonna pick him up. So people are already investing in those, but I do think Liverpool is kind of popular. If we go, for example, to Man City is always expensive. Let's say we go to Tottenham and see if we can get a few rares here. Yeah, so there you go. Dyer is like 1100 at the moment. If you put him at 1k, if you put the filter at 1k, you may get a few more rare. Wanyama is a rare one as well. So I do think, now I do have a lot of them in my club, so I don't want to get dupes of that. But I am gonna have a look at which ones I don't have, and I'm gonna make a club stock. Last time around, I did that, and I remember very well selling those cards for 4 or 5K. So quite some good profit. Not something huge, but at the moment, whatever is profit, just go ahead and take it, because with special cards and those meta expensive cards, there's just too much risk of losing, and I don't want to make you guys lose any sort of coins. If I ever give you an advice, it's because I'm 100% sure that well, not 100%, you can never be 100%. Let's say I'm at least 70% sure that profit is there, and most of the time I do that myself too. So I don't just give advice, I go ahead and do them myself too. If we see here, I'm just gonna show you guys that I've been keeping those players in my club at the moment. So here we go, we've got some commons there. You guys are gonna see some rares as well are there. So I've got a lot of blue cards, which I'm keeping because I do know at some point, whenever they are required for challenges, and at the moment EA is not shying away from giving rare players packs and good packs, right, compared to before. So if the packs are good, then I see no reason why we would not see a rise in those cards. And they've been quite more difficult to pack lately. If you guys have opened packs, you guys will realize that it's not like before, where every 4 or 5 packs you pack a UCL. Most of the time now, when you pack a UCL, it's a walkout, because it's a fake walkout. But those cards have become very rare at the moment. A lot of them I've packed as well recently, but a lot of them I've bought as well. So I do think there is an opportunity with those cards. I do think we have the first Champions League game on Wednesday. One more thing which I do think you guys can make profit on are the high rateds. Now, this is in terms of potential and less risk, because always when you invest into something, you look at the risk reward, right? This is the most important part of investing and trading. Sometimes to make 3K, 5K, it's not worth buying a player who's 200K just to make that 10K profit, because if he goes down in price, he's gonna go down at least 10%, which is about 20K. So the risk reward on high rated golds is very low, because they're very, very low at the moment. Some of them are more expensive, like guys like Hummels, definitely they're more expensive than some other ones. But if you have a look at, let's say, who's cheap at the moment? Yeah, let's look at Marco Verratti. He's a popular card for solutions, because he has Italian links. He has his Ligue 1 links, and he links to a lot of players that are popular in solutions, like Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, and Cavani. So at the moment, he's around 13.5. So I don't see any risk in that player, because when I bought them last time, when they were absolutely at their cheapest, I was buying Verratti for 12K. So there's absolutely no risk in my opinion. 2-for-1 packs are pretty much gone. I did see them today, but it was very small supply. I think EA just dropped maybe 10,000 packs, and I do not expect them to keep doing this, because at some point they will want to regulate the market, and I do think they had more planned. But when they saw the reaction on the Messi SBC, they just realized that no, the high rated are not moving, and it would not be healthy to drop some more lightning rounds today. Speaking about Messi, I want to speak about Messi, because a lot of people today on YouTube are bashing EA, because basically they just want to be cool, right? It's the new thing to be cool. You just go ahead and bash on EA. Now, I'm not an EA fan, but where credit is due, it's always due. I would never just to be cool, I would never bash on EA. Basically, this card is very expensive, right? It's about 2.8K at the moment. But if you look into the player like more deeply, I have the 96 player of the month, which you guys might know. I've been using him since I think I completed that SBC maybe 3 days after it came out. this card has a lot more in-game stats, right? Especially the stam, which got to that benchmark 80 level. There's the strength as well, a bit of pace, the shooting, dribbling, passing are basically all maxed out. If you put a hawk on this player, he looks really, really good. Even a hunter, just to get that sprint speed boosted to max. But there's a few reasons why this SBC is very expensive, because EA has basically given you guys all the tools required to complete him. Now, this is where I give credit to EA, because they gave you guys the tools to craft him. 8491 upgrade, 81 plus double upgrade, okay, which are still there for 3 more days, right? The current fodders market is almost at its cheapest that we've seen maybe since October, right? So fodders are cheap, informs are very, very cheap. If we go ahead and look at an 85 rated inform, now I do have some in my transfer targets, so let's have a look at an 85 rated inform. Henderson, you can basically get him for around 21, 22k, even cheaper, look, 20k. So informs are cheap, fodders are cheap, the crafting tools are all there, and the most important part about this is that SBC is there for a month. So basically, I don't see a reason to bash on EA for that, because you guys have about 27 days to complete him. So not only do you guys have the tools to craft him, and the cards are pretty cheap at the moment, the fodders, you also have about 4 weekend leagues, 4 division rival rewards that you guys can take untradeable to complete him. So there is that part of this Messi, why this Messi is a bit more expensive, because you guys have too much time to complete him, a lot of rewards that are gonna come in. So I don't see a reason why this Messi is a fail. No, this Messi for me is priced not to perfection. I do think to be priced to perfection, he should have been 2.2, 2.3. And for me, owning the 96 player of the month, I would have loved if there was another SBC there as an upgrade. So you just throw that 96 in, maybe complete 2 or 3 segments. Even 2 or 3 segments is a lot, but at least it would be a bit more fair to us. This may not be his last player of the month, but either way, if there was an upgrade where, for example, you just throw in that 96 and maybe complete 2 squads of 88, I would see that as being pretty much fair. If not 288, maybe 288 and 187. But either way, I do think this is a good SBC because of the time that you guys have to complete him, and that 8491 upgrade, 81 double upgrade, it's all pretty good. It's easier to achieve those cards like that, right? Now, if you guys are not aware, there is a very good upgrade that happened today. If you guys completed the Orsic objective during headliners, then I just want to show you guys how his stats are ridiculous. I just saw the upgrade right now, so I wanted to see more in depth with you guys. So from an 84, he's now an 86. This is basically one of the best super subs that you guys can have in your team at the moment, because he's high. So on the wing, he's always gonna track back in defense, and that's pretty much what you want from a super sub, because he's got the pace, so he's gonna track back and come back to help you in defense just to close the game out. The pace is pretty much almost maxed out. The finishing is now at 89, which is huge. The attack positioning is 87 now. What is very important about this card is that his stats are very good, basic, like the basic stats, because if you guys didn't know, if you start Orsic on the bench, if you apply a chem style on him, it will not really much change anything, but his stats are so good that this is why this guy is a very good super sub. I'm not really sure about composure anymore, because I've seen players with 99 composure missing the net, and I've seen players with 80, 81 composure which are scoring, right? So I don't think composure is that much important in terms of strikers, but I do think composure is important for defenders. But that's just my take on it. Maybe you guys have a different way of seeing that. but the passing, everything is really, really good on that card. I'm going to use him this weekend league as a super sub. For Drogba, I'm very, very happy with what happened yesterday. I did finish Gold 1. I did have a few games left. I could have finished maybe Elite 3, but time was maybe I had like an hour and a half left for the FUT Champions to expire, and I did not have a lot of energy to complete, but he was ridiculous for me. Neymar, I've been looking for the right price to sell him. He's currently very, very low. I just saw him for the first time going below 4 mil. And for me, that's a pretty big loss. So I'm just gonna wait it out. I'm pretty sure at some point we may see a bit of demand on this player, and at that time I'll just have a look and see if I can maybe just get a tax loss on him. Okay, so he's back up a little bit. I just saw one at 3970, so he's currently a bit higher. So let's hope he just keeps rising a bit for me to get out of this card, because I do think now, do not get me wrong, Neymar is very, very good. But at 4 mil, he's not 4 mil. Like basically with 4 mil, I could get. I was thinking about it. If I do sell him, you can get Ribery, whom I do really, really want to try. I do think his stats look amazing. I think he's around 1.6 at the moment, right? Let's just have a look. I haven't looked at his price for quite a while now. Okay, so 165 for Ribery. That would still leave me with around 2.4 mil. And with that 2.4 mil, I already have plans. I want to get Raul, which once more, I do think this card is very, very undervalued at the moment. For Raul Moments to be already below 2 mil, that's crazy. So I do want to get him as well. And that would still leave me with around 300-400k. This is why I do think Neymar is expensive. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for today. I wanted to speak about those few things with you guys. If you guys want to invest in fodders, UCL blue cards, and a few, maybe just 2 or 3 Colombian and Argentinian players, and maybe one of those special promo cards. But do make sure when you guys do buy those promo cards, do buy the ones that are usable, right, at discard price. Like some of them have really, really bad pace, which I want to show you guys an example. I did pack this guy, and I had no idea that a player could have that kind of pace. Now, I don't remember if he's from Peru, I think. Yeah, let's have a look at that. Yeah, he is. So this guy is low medium, which is very, very odd in terms of work rates for a center back. He's 2-star, which, again, maybe it's usable, but look at the pace, 58, 70. It's awful, right? 67 composure, but he's got very good balance and good agility for a center back. His reactions are awesome. His defending is really good. Being 6 foot, and his jumping is 54, but the heading accuracy is 84. So that I did think this was pretty funny, because the card has good stats in some areas, and some areas you just cannot understand. Like, for example, 86 ball control while having 57 dribbling. That's crazy. But either way, guys, that's pretty much it for today. If you guys appreciated the content, do give me a thumbs up on this video, and subscribe if you haven't, so you guys never miss a new video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next one. Bye.